Will XRP flip Ethereum? And will we see a $10 XRP? Is that possible? We're going to be talking about that today. Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Black C. Hit that like button, hit that bell, subscribe to the channel right now. Let's hop in this video. All right, guys, so we're going to start off here on Crypto Twitter. I say, like this if you think XRP will flip Ethereum. Follow me 333 Black C, guys. I'm very active on Twitter, and I like to have some back and forths with you guys. So I asked because I'm very curious on what you guys think about this. Do you think that XRP will flip Ethereum? When you just say that and you don't look at the details, it seems like, oh, that's crazy. That's some crazy hopium. There's no way that's going to happen. You're a delusional bull. But when you actually start to pick apart these numbers, guys, it's not that far off. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I've been in this crypto market for nearly a decade, and if you were to tell me that XRP was going to flip Ethereum back in 2016, 2017, I would have probably laughed at you because I would say that's insane. Like, Ethereum is the number 2 dog. It's a big deal. They're the first people to have true smart contracts. But now time's a little bit different. We're going to get into this. So right now, XRP is sitting at, basically, we're flatlining here. If you guys watched my XRP video from yesterday, I said I expect this. I expect low volume for XRP over the past few days and pretty much this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. I expect tight, boring price action. That's what we're seeing right now. Flirting with a very important price level, though, I may say. We're treating this, first we were treating it as we were breaking below it. Now we're treating it as support. This level at $2.07. Very important. But you look at Market Cypher, there's a lot of confusion going on. First things first, you look at the money flow, and it's continuing to get redder. It seems it's getting larger. The momentum wave, not the momentum wave, the red money flow is getting larger. And I think that this is important to be paying attention to because, guys, like, when there's more money moving out of the asset than moving into it, it's hard to see the price rally. Like, usually that's a good time to be looking for short positions. And I'm not saying that I think that we're going to zero right now or anything ridiculous like that, but I do think that as of right now, the volume spike that will come is looking like it's more favorable to come to the downside. I think that a test of this blue line here at $1.78 is probable. I think it's very probable. It's possible and probable. I would lean more towards it being probable, especially with how the traditional market is shaping up right now. It looks like we want to continue this breakdown. But this week, guys, this upcoming week is very important. Very important. This is when you're going to see the squeeze, the volume spike. I expect it to happen this week. And if you guys want to catch this trade and you want to capitalize on this volatility, check out in the description box below or pinned comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign bonus to Blowfin. All you do is click that link, deposit, trade a little bit, you get a bunch of free money, as well as if you deposit $100, you get $10 for free in XRP. So take advantage of that. It's first come, first serve, guys. I am cautiously optimistic on Bitcoin right now, but it's pretty crazy because right now, like, usually Bitcoin trades like lockstep with altcoins, but right now there's a lot of altcoins that are trading differently than other altcoins, and you compare that to Bitcoin, everything is kind of decoupling in the crypto space, which is a sign that the market's maturing. It's a good sign. It's a good sign. But I do think, though, if the move is large enough on Bitcoin, it's going to drag everything up or down with it. But right now, guys, I am being very cautious here on XRP. I do think that we probably do see a breakdown. There's a higher probability of that than a breakout to the upside, but it really depends on this upcoming week. So let's look at XRP. XRP is seeing rank 4 right now, okay? Ethereum's rank 2. Something I want you to take a little note about, all right? I told you, talking about XRP flipping Ethereum. XRP is trading at 121, basically $122 billion market cap. Ethereum is trading at $195 billion market cap. We're talking about a difference of like $75, $85 billion, depending on the day. And the sentiment on Ethereum is the worst I've ever seen. And the sentiment on XRP and the strength of XRP is the highest I've ever seen. XRP's CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, is constantly in the right places with these government officials, and he is constantly pushing Ripple and XRP. And I do expect a lot of these bigger banks to integrate Ripple into them. We're already seeing that play out in Japan. That's like my cliche thing I always say when I'm trying to talk to people about XRP, because it is a big freaking deal, guys. XRP getting integrated into 80% of all the Japanese banks. And some people say, like, oh, Japan's like a tiny island. No. Japan's economy is very large and vast. XRP is actually making moves, okay? It's actually making moves. It's actually talking with government officials and whatnot, and it's a good thing. This is the cycle where that is important, and we're seeing that play out. And with Ethereum has been such a mid-curve investment. Back in 2018, back in really 2020, 2021, people were saying, hey guys, like, buy Ethereum. It's going to go up more than Bitcoin. Like, it is the safest play because it has a higher risk. It's like leveraging Bitcoin, but it's just better. And that couldn't have been further from the truth. Like, everyone layered into Ethereum, but the Ethereum Foundation has just been dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. It's crazy. But I digress. What I'm trying to tell you here is that XRP is only $80 billion away from flipping Ethereum. And I think there's a high likelihood that happens. You look at XRP as well, and I was talking about a $10 XRP. What does that look like? Well, that really looks like, or like an $8 to $10 XRP. Like, if we're talking $10 XRP, that's a 5X from here. You're talking about like $600 billion, okay? Yeah, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, okay? But as this market becomes more favorable for risk-on assets, you're going to see money flow into this market, and it's not going to go straight into memes because, guys, the meme coins, all that liquidity, that's been extracted, okay? The longer that there's a time before we start getting an influx of liquidity into the crypto market, kind of the better. And I know that sounds bad. I know everyone wants to say, oh, Black Sea, come on, we want our bags to pump. I get it. But the longer it takes for this liquidity to flow back into the market, the more likelihood that the liquidity will flow into the utility plays, aka XRP. And I do think that it will flip Ethereum as long as the market sentiment stays the way it is, because people are so bearish on ETH, and rightfully so. The foundation is just dumping the coins while you have Vitalik just basically, I don't even want to say, just not saying the right things, not being a good leader. And then you have the CEO of XRP, Brad Garlinghouse. He's pushing his product. He's pushing his company. He's doing a good job. And yeah, it's not decentralized, even though Ethereum's not really that decentralized. The price will go up, okay, versus Ethereum. I do expect that. You look at the entire market right now, we're flatlining. Bitcoin's up at $85,276. Bitcoin demonstrating at 62.80%. We've come down a little bit here. When you exclude stablecoins, we say at 64.8%. We did hit 65% for a little bit, but guys, like, Bitcoin dominance means nothing right now. Like, it really depends on this traditional market. I know we're talking about crypto, but guys, I can't help it. We're in a narrative-driven market right now, the traditional market. We've never seen anything like this before, and I'm telling you what to be paying attention to if you want to see XRP make a move, and it's as simple as that. But looking at Bitcoin, we do have glimmers of hope. I've been talking about this. If you guys have been watching, I've been saying, this is the first step at a bullish reversal here, closing above the level of $83,000, $84,000 territory. We've closed above it. I would not be surprised to see this spill over here, come back down, test 77,000, and then bounce back up. And I also wouldn't be surprised for us to just continue this move to the upside as long as it's very important, if come this week, the traditional market opens up green, okay, then I would expect us to start to make our way to test 88K. If it opens up red, then I'm going to say, okay, guys, expect a drawdown on the traditional market and Bitcoin. Expect it to probably draw down the altcoins with it. It's as simple as that. I just want to give you guys the likelihood of these different scenarios, and XRP flipping Ethereum is very curious. It's back in, like I said, back in 2018, I would have said, no, what are you saying? What is that baloney? Okay. But right now it's very curious. Okay. It's possible to see something like this play out. And for a $10 XRP, yeah, that's possible when you start talking about all these banks integrating them into their systems. There's going to be money to be made here. There's going to be big moves, especially if XRP is truly mass adopted. And like I don't want to say, like, I don't want you to think that $600 billion isn't a lot of money. That's a lot of money. But I think it is possible once this quantitative easing starts to begin and there's more money flowing around. But guys, if you like this type of content and if you're bullish on XRP, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Follow me at 333blacksea on Twitter. Let me know if I'm insane for saying that XRP could potentially flip Ethereum. I'm very curious on what you guys have to say about that. But that's all I got. I'll see you next one. Bye-bye.